Hello, my friends, and welcome. This is Brian, the Speaker for the Dead. Now, I know it's been a while since I did one of these videos, and I apologize for that, although you're probably like, you were gone? Anyway, I felt like I had to make this video. I had a little bit of time today, so I'm like, I'm gonna jump on and I'm gonna say something about this because this news, when it dropped, just totally pissed me off.
No! No!
Just, I mean, it induced such rage that
Fucker! Wait. Let's just. Well, we can talk about what we're gonna. Okay, or you can hit that. Yeah. No. All right. Hey. Yeah. Relax. Okay. I think that's a good start.
This motherfucking.
Wait.
Find it.
What?
I'm finding it.
Okay,
I'm gonna get angry.
Right.
and at the same time, it was just this kind of sigh of course they did. Of course they did this. Why wouldn't they? Because they can't make decent choices in Hollywood. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the news that Henry Cavill will not be returning to Superman.
Fine.
And seriously, I've waited to do this video because I didn't want to just jump in here and be a complete rage monster about this. I've seen a couple of people that's what they've done with their videos, and I was just like, yeah, you seem a little unhinged. That's not a good look. But I just, at the same time, if I was prone to swearing, I would be saying lots of words.
I will have words.
I really am disgusted by what they've done here. Now, I'm not a fan of the Snyder universe. Okay, not a fan at all. Okay, but I don't think you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater to reboot this franchise, which I think it needs to be rebooted. Quite honestly, I think it needs to be restarted. But they don't need to go back to the very beginning and do all the origin stories all over again. Now, I'm sure that that's what James Gunn and the other douchebag that took over for Warner Brothers DC, Discovery Channel, whatever it's called now, are trying to do. They're trying to do a fresh start and do the whole thing all over again and do their take on it from the very beginning. Okay. That's stupid. Okay. James Gunn, this is the dumbest thing you've done since Suicide Squad 2. Because the funny thing was, I actually liked the first Suicide Squad. I mean, it wasn't the greatest film ever, but I liked it. We got a great Harley Quinn. We got, I didn't mind Jared Leto as the Joker. I thought he did an all right job. He wasn't the best Joker ever, but I mean, the other Captain Boomerang and King Croc, and I mean, I didn't even mind Will Smith as Deadeye. I'm not a real big Will Smith fan. I used to be, but I'm not really anymore. Because I even before the slap heard round the Oscars, I wasn't a big fan of his anymore. Mainly because he seems to keep doing the same things over and over again. I'm like, dude, you've been typecast as you. That's not a good thing. But I mean, I thought that was a decent film. But I mean, what he did with this, good Lord, the second one was so bad, so bad. The moral messages, I mean, it was just a Travis mockery of a film. I watched it one time, and that will be the only time. I bought the first Suicide Squad. That's how much I liked it. I liked the music. I liked the characters. The overall story wasn't bad, wasn't the best, but I mean, I liked it. For just a fun super anti-hero flick, It was all right. And I loved the gal that played Amanda Waller. I thought she was fantastic. She said some stuff like the warrior woman king or whatever. I'm just like, why? Why would you do that? Anyway, but Henry Cavill, seriously, he is Superman. Okay. He is the best person to take on that role since Christopher Reeves. Okay. I mean, I've liked most of the iterations of Superman. I liked Lois and Clark back in the 90s. I loved Smallville, despite the fact that they went like 10 seasons and you never saw the guy fly. I'm like, really? We all know he fly. You made him afraid of fly. Anyway, I mean, but overall, I loved Smallville. I thought it was a great show, great characters. I loved the guy that plays Lex Luthor. In that he actually voices the Flash in the animated Justice League. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but I like him as an actor, and I just thought it was great. The Christopher Reeves. I mean, Christopher Reeves embodied for me what Superman was. Okay, that was with the Donner films. That was what Superman was. He was goodness, truth, justice, and the American way. That was before we lost our way as a civilization and started attacking our own countries and attacking our own way of life as being yicky. And so I loved Christopher Reeve, even though some of the later Superman 4 particularly was not a good movie. I didn't particularly care for that one, but I even liked the third one with Richard Pryor and stuff. I mean, it was one of the greatest, but it wasn't a bad Superman flick. But I mean, the first and second one, oh, it was so good. I mean, you had Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, and I mean, he's just so great. So, given that that's how I feel, the fact that Henry Cavill has become Superman for me says a lot. That I mean, Christopher Reeves is always going to be Superman too, but Henry Cavill really embodied what Superman was, even though he didn't get the best Superman film. It was Man of Steel. Man of Steel, not a bad film, but not a great film either. It was too dark, and I mean, Zack Snyder went dark with Superman.
That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Please, Wildstyle, let me handle this. That idea is just the worst.
Okay, Superman doesn't work if you go dark with him. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. That is not Superman. That's not how Superman. Even when Superman gets brain screwed and becomes a goes off the deep end and stuff like that, he still embodies goodness. Even you just know that he's not himself. I mean, but you have to build that character. You have to understand who Superman is at a fundamental level, and I feel like Henry Cavill did. I love Henry Cavill. Okay, I respect him as an actor, I mean, he is an actor. He's not a male. He's not just an adult pretender. I mean, when you see him in something, even as far back as the Count of Monte Cristo, where he actually plays the Count of Monte Cristo's son, if you go back, that's Henry Cavill that's playing that role. And he's great. Even back then, he was a great young actor. And then he developed into this amazing, amazing guy. Every time I see Henry Cavill's name in something, I go watch it. That's what Henry Cavill does for me. Because when people try and get him to crap on his own fans, he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Because Henry Cavill is a fan. Henry Cavill was one of us nerdy guys growing up. If you listen to him talk about when he was doing Man of Steel with the guy that plays Jor-El, just lost his name, don't care. He's not bad. But he actually met that actor, Russell Crowe. He actually met him back when he was filming another movie in London, and he was kind of a fat, pudgy kid, and he met him and asked him, "Hey, do you think I could ever be an actor?" And Russell Crowe's like, "Absolutely, you can. You just got to want it." And then Henry Cavill changed everything. But he buffed himself up. I mean, he put in the work, the time, the effort. And like I said, even when he's given a chance to crap on people, he never does it. He's one of those guys, as my dad would be like to say, wouldn't say shit with a mouthful of it. He's even in his response to James Gunn and the other douchebag, he was a class act. He didn't rail, he didn't attack them, he didn't destroy them for the fact that they totally tried to embarrass him by telling him to, hey, come out and say you're going to be Superman. And then he did, and then he has to come back and say, well, guess not, guys, sorry. So let me explain this. I had no idea about The Witcher, okay, until Henry Cavill took the role. Henry Cavill taking that role made me sit up and go, hey, there must be something to this. If Henry Cavill's doing this, it's got to be something cool. Before that, I'd never read the books. I was not a fan of The Witcher. I didn't play the games and stuff. I mean, I didn't have any negative feelings towards it. I just never really got into it. It wasn't my thing. And then that first season with him playing The Witcher changed everything. I own all the books now. The books are fantastic. Henry loves the books. And that's why he left the show, is because the showrunner wants to bastardize the source material, just like so many people in Hollywood do. They think they're smarter than the people who made this stuff successful in the first place. They never seem to get it through their tiny, tiny little brains that we don't want to see your version. We want to see you make the version that the creator made. That's all we want from you. We do not want your take. We do not want your new spin, your new modern audience, a take on whatever it is. We want you to make it the way it was made originally. We just want you to make it in picture form. See? Simple. But they just don't, nobody does that in Hollywood now. They all think that they're the really great creatives and I know what to do. And I'm going to change this story to, as the drinker would say, for modern audiences. And it's terrible. Every time they do that, it's like, I don't want it for modern. I want it for just normal human beings. Can we get that? That'd be great. But I mean, I'm out. I'm done. Like when they come out with the new next Superman movie, I won't go see it. I don't care if it's the best Superman thing to ever come out. I'm not going to see it because you screwed over a great, great actor. You took the perfect actor for the role of Superman and threw him under the bus. You bastardized Superman. I don't want to see his origin story for the 50th time. I don't want to see him grow up. I've seen that in Smallville. I've seen that in the original Superman movie. I've seen it in almost every iteration of Superman, the animated series. I've seen it. I have seen all of that. I want the next stuff, the stuff you haven't done, the stories you haven't told. That's what I want. How hard is that? I want to see the Batman and I want them to come together as the Justice League. But I mean, they did it in animation, and you guys can't figure out how to do it with just real films. Marvel pulled it off. Says, Marvel's not exactly the picture of how to do things, but they were up until Endgame. I mean, they figured it out, how to tell an ensemble cast story, how to do the origin stories, how to do all this stuff. And I don't think you even need to do the origin stories other than to have maybe a couple of flashbacks or whatever to kind of update it for your version. But you don't need to retell that story all over again. You don't need that. I don't need to see Bruce Wayne become Batman for the 500th time. I don't need to see just lost his name. The Flash. I don't need to see Wally West become the Flash. I don't need to see what's his face become Aquaman. I got it. We're good. Just Move on. Move forward. Anyway, Henry, we love you. You are tremendous. And I wish you all the success. I'm glad you left The Witcher because, yeah, season 2 was hot garbage. It was a mess. And I don't blame you for leaving. After I got done with season 2, I was like, okay, I'm done. They've turned it into a racism thing. And if you read the books, you come to find out stuff about the elves and all the races. It's just like, oh, anybody's hero in this story, except for Geralt. Geralt of Rivia is the hero of that story, and they've just bastardized him. They've made it. I mean, I don't care if they make it somewhat of an ensemble cast. The first season, they kind of did that. Spent a little bit more time on Yennefer than they should have. But I liked Yennefer, and I liked the character of her, and I liked the girl that played Cirilla. I really liked the first season, though it wasn't perfect, and they missed out a lot of stuff on the book. It wasn't a bad show, but now it is. They're having to beg people to watch season 3 because, I mean, Henry Cavill left. That tells me season 3 is not good. He just obligated. He finished his obligation because he's that kind of guy. I said I'd do it. I'm going to do it. He probably tried to do it as best he could and put in the performances like you know you're going to get with Henry Cavill. And then he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. Sorry. You guys suck. And what you're doing here sucks. And I don't want to be a part of it. So bless your heart, Henry. And I hope you get some great movie roles. I hope you do some great things. And I hope you tell Gunn and the other douchebag to just go pound sand when they try and bring you back into the DCEU. Just say, nah, sorry, you kicked me to the curb. You made me look like a fool once. That's you don't one time doing that. That's how I live my life. You get one chance, and if you screw me over, I'm not going to hate you, but I'm sure not going to give you another chance to mess with me. So, anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Go send Henry a nice message. Go watch a Henry Cavill film. He's made some really great stuff, you know, other than Superman and Witcher. And I mean, he's been in some really great. He was in one of the Mission Impossibles. He was in another spy thriller. I can't even think of the name of it right off the top of my head, but he was in Count of Monte Cristo with Jim Caviezel. This is great. And I mean, he doesn't play a big role in that, but he's still there. So, I mean, it's good. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye now.